Along shortly to preview tonight's small town story, and we're going to be joined later by Attorney General Josh Kaul to discuss the legislature giving a lifeline to the Office of School Safety this week. But let's begin today with concerns along the shores of Lake Winnebago. It appears that the lake is suffering from maybe some historically low water levels, but looks can be deceiving, and record books, we are told, are not being threatened just yet. Our Samantha Cavalli joins us from the shores of Lake Winnebago. So I think we all know why the water level is low, but behind you, that is a very stark image.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. Yeah, just behind me here. We were here a month ago just kind of covering a little bit of sturgeon spearing when we were talking about Lake Winnebago and the ice conditions. As you can see here, the ice is gone. There's sandbanks all along here. The water has completely receded, it almost looks like, coming in through here. So it's completely different. But why this is happening, you might ask, is because this has been a pretty mild winter, Chris. So what happens is that when the snow and the ice formed on the lake, typically the snow and ice wouldn't melt until about April, and then that would come in and raise the levels of the water. But because we haven't had that in a time, because of that mild winter, there really hasn't been much there really hasn't been much water here on Lake Winnebago.
All right, those sandbars are one thing and those shorelines are another. What does the Army Corps of Engineers say about all this? Is there anything they can do about this?
Right, so I talked with them earlier this afternoon. They say that right now these levels are lower than normal, but it's not a historically low number that people might have been saying. Right now, as of today, the water level is 1.6 feet. Typically, they want to be between this time of year between 1.3 and 1.7 feet. So it's just about that. Earlier this month, they say that it was around 1.33. So they're still staying in that average. Those averages kind of staying in right there as of this time.
All right, people living out on the lake, we can see a lot of that dock in that image right there. We can see a lot of the piers behind you in the live shot. What are folks along the lake saying?
Folks along the lake, they're saying they have never, and I mean never, have seen something like this before. Kind of Mother Nature is doing its thing. It's doing something that not many people are prepared for. Some advantages, though, they're saying that they've been able to actually get their docks out onto the lake without having to worry about getting the shoves of the ice that typically form when there is a lot of that ice here on Lake Winnebago. So that's one of the advantages. But other than that, they're saying they haven't seen, some others that we talked to have also said they haven't really seen low water like this before, but others say this is not the actual lowest that they have ever seen. They've seen it even lower. But the U.S. Army Corps of Engineering is saying, don't panic. This is not a panic moment for anybody. They're hoping that with the precipitation that's hopefully coming in hopefully later this week and into the months, hopefully by June 15th, they're hoping to have it up, the water level up to about 3 feet to prepare for those summer recreational activities out on the lake.
All right, Samantha, thanks so much for that. We appreciate it. Let's turn now